Hi there, my name is Kennedy Syfax, and this is my application interview for the scholarship. To answer the first question, what skills do I possess that will make me a successful funeral director? I am actually already practicing as an apprentice, and I think that the main skill that makes me a good apprentice funeral director is that I am constantly willing to put myself and my time on the line for my families. Every family that I have served so far that has happened to have their services on my weekends off, I have gone in to be there for them and to make sure that that service is executed in the way that they want and that they receive the best service possible. I take communication very seriously. I studied communication for my undergraduate degree, and I think that having a constant open line of communications with families is not only very valuable to them, but it allows me the space to correct mistakes before they happen and to make sure that those families are served in the best way possible. I also find that I'm a very empathetic person, and having had experienced plenty of loss myself, I'm able to put myself in the family's shoes, and I treat every family the way that I would want to be treated, and I go out of my way to do things that would be meaningful to me as well if somebody else did that for me during such a difficult time. I don't know if being ethical is necessarily considered a skill, but it is an attribute that I would say that I possess, and that helps me in my job every day. No matter what the interaction is, whether it's with a colleague or with a family member or with a third party service that we're working with, being ethical should be at the highest level of priority in any of those situations. When you are able to be an ethical person, you have the ability to make the right decision, even if it's the hard decision. And there have been times so far in my career where being ethical meant, pointing something out that could have potentially gotten another colleague in trouble. And to me, that's always been worth it if it is what's right for the family and if it's what's right for the firm as a whole. Lastly, I would say that my ability to adapt to any situation is invaluable in this career. In any sort of a situation where you're dealing with the public or dealing with highly charged emotions, anything can happen on the flip of a dime. And being able to adjust and pull a service off flawlessly without the family even knowing that you needed to adjust or change something is very, very, very helpful. And I think that being adaptable is something that will continue to serve me well throughout my career. To answer the last question, I think that the most valuable part of having a funeral service is that we live 1,000 different lives in our lifetime. And you are never really able to know every single side of somebody because how we interact with individuals every day is different. It depends on each person that we are interacting with. And so through a mutual shared space of grief and expression, i.e. a funeral service, you can learn things that you may have never known about your mom or your grandma. Her quilting guild may have stories of her that you've never heard, or, the lady at the library that she interacted with every Thursday when she would go might be able to tell you something about her that you didn't know. And I think that funeral service is a great way to help somebody live on in memory and to create new bonds between people based off of the experience of a shared loss.